channel. So today we are going to be continuing with the beginner series. As I promised in my previous video that the next time I film a beginner series, I'm going to be doing an eyeshadow tutorial. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be showing you something that is simple that you can achieve as a beginner. It's not complicated. So I'm going to be using this Makeup Revolution. The label has gone off, guys. I'm using this Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette. As you can see, let me just open it. Most of these shades are neutral colors, and I feel like it's a good beginner friendly palette in my opinion, because it's got some really neutral colors that as a beginner you can use, and a little bit of bright ones like these over here. By the way, if you haven't watched my previous episodes of the beginner series, go ahead and watch that. It's all you need to know about foundation application and so on. So let me just share with you the type of brushes that you need as a beginner. So the most important one would be your blending brush. So a blending brush looks like this. Like, it's a fluffy brush that you can like move your eyeshadow around with. And then you also need a dense brush. A dense brush is one that you would use for like packing on product. So you also need your flat brush. I mostly use the flat brush to apply the shades onto my lid. In my opinion, these are the three important brushes that you need to have when you are doing your eyeshadow. Okay, so I'm going to prime my eyes with my concealer, and the concealer that I like to prime my eyes with is a Makeup Revolution one because it dries matte. So the shade that I'm using is the shade that I use for my face, is C13, but it really depends on the type of look that I'm going for. So since today it's like a natural look, I really don't care that much about pigment and stuff, but on days where I want my eyeshadow to pop and stuff like that, I tend to go in with a lighter concealer, which would be C13, a shade lighter than this one. So to blend your concealer, you can use your foundation brush or you can use your beauty blender. If you're using a creamy concealer like your LA Girl Pro Concealer, then you need to set your eye. You need to set it with a setting powder. In the past, before I used this, I used to set my concealer with my setting powder. In this instance, I don't have to because this concealer dries matte. I'm going to start with a transition shade, and for my transition I'm going to use this orange shade over here. I don't know why I like using orange. I just feel like it suits my skin tone better than other shades. So it doesn't matter what type of look I'm going for. Most of the times I use orange as a transition shade. I'm going to start by packing that on. So I packed this on just above my crease. So this is the crease of my eye, right? So I pack this above my crease. So the motion that I'm using right now is dab, dab, dab. I'm dabbing this powder in, and then while I'm going back and forth like this, the color also like blends out as well. So with eyeshadow you really need to take your time, otherwise things are not going to look pretty. It's going to look blotchy and all those types of things. I'm going to do this eye again. So now that I've packed my product on, I'm going to slightly blend that shade. I'm going to be focusing more on the edge of that color. Like, as you can see, I sort of have like a straight line, and I want that to be seamless. I don't want it to be like straight like that. I'm going to blend this in circular motion, like just focusing on the edges so that we don't get rid of all that color that we've placed. Right, so now as you can see, it's seamless. It doesn't look like this one. So I'm gonna use this a brown shade, and to apply the brown shade I'm going to be using this dense brush because it's small, and then when you push it onto your skin, the brush bristles don't spread. Then it helps you focus in one area. That's why I like using this in these parts of my eye, because I want the eyeshadow to stay just in this area. Whereas if I was using this blending brush, because when I put it onto my skin, as you can see, the bristles like go all over the place, so I wouldn't be able to keep the product in one place. So I'm going to pack this on my outer eye, and I'm just tapping. So I'm going to go into my crease with this shade. I'm going to use my blending brush again, and I'm just gonna go into that orange shade, just so that I can blend the two shades together, the brown and the orange. So I'm going to go onto the edge of where that brown is, and I'm just going to be applying a little bit of the orange so that I can blend the two shades together. So as you guys can see how this eye looks, and then compared to how this one looks, so this one is blended and then this one isn't. So those two shades are well married. I'm going to go in with a shade for my lid. So let's just go back a little bit. So I've only used two shades so far. I've used the orange as a transition, the brown in my outer corner and my crease, and now I'm going to be using another shade, the third shade, onto my eyelid. So I don't know which shade should I go for. So if I'm applying a matte shade, it would be lighter than all of the colors that I've applied. And then if I'm choosing to use a shimmer shade, then it doesn't really matter as long as they are going to go well together. I'm going to be using my flat brush. This brush is from Edgar's. It's by Boutique. I didn't tell you where the other brushes are from. My bad. But anyways, you can get any brand as long as they look similar. But if you want the exact brush, I'm just gonna let you know where they are from. So the one that I used, the blending brush, this is by Essence. I got this like a long time ago. So this was my first blending brush. I think I got this like back in 2016 or something, I'm not sure, but it was a long time ago, and it's by Essence. But I'm sure you can still get something similar from Essence or any other brand. And then this one is by Color. You get this from Discam. I got this from Discam, and I really like their brushes. I also have one other brush by Color. I really love this, really good quality. And then the one that I'm going to be using right now, this is by Boutique. I got this from Edgar's. I also got it some time back, but they still sell makeup brushes, although I think they're no longer in this color. I think they're now black or something, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to be mimicking like a cut crease but without the concealer. So to do that, to make sure that the shimmer shade sticks onto my eyelid, I'm going to spray my brush with a setting spray. So it doesn't matter what setting spray it is, any setting spray you have. I'm just gonna spray, and after sprayed, I'm just going to pick up the shade. So the shade that I'm using is this one over here. It's a gold shade. I'm going to start there. Wow, that is intense. So the shape of this brush really helps me place the eyeshadow where I really would like it to be. It helps me be precise with the placement of the eyeshadow. I feel like this is way too light, so I'm just going to tone it down a little bit with this shimmer shade over here, sort of like a brown shimmer shade. So I'm just going to place that on top of this one. Yeah, I'm going to do my other eye. I'm going to use my dense brush, and I'm going to go into the orange shade, and I'm going to place that orange shade over here, so that like there's a seamless transition between the shimmer and the matte. Then I'm going to go in with my brown shade just to intensify the smokiness. Now I'm going to go in with my blending brush, and I'm slightly just going to go over where I've placed those colors and just try to blend them. I'm now going to apply eyeshadow onto my under eye. I'm going to be applying the same shades that I use. Usually I like to apply my matte shades on my under eye. So I'm going to go in with the orange shade, and again I'm using my dense brush so that I can be precise with where I want to place my shadow. Especially with your under eye, you don't want to go in with a big brush because it's a small area and you want to keep your eyeshadow in one place. So I'm just going to use this and apply my orange eyeshadow. And now I'm going to take my brown shade. I'm going to use the brown shade and apply it onto my lash line. If you want to see a tutorial on how to apply your eyeliner, let me know and I'll do that for you guys soon. So the liner that I'm using is the Makeup Revolution eyeliner. I love this eyeliner, you guys. It's my favorite. And the black liner that I'm using is by Gosh. It's called a Giant Pro Double Liner. The Essence I Love Extreme Volume Mascara. This is my favorite mascara and it's so cheap. I think it's like 50 something rand if I'm not mistaken. but it's definitely less than 100 rand. I'm gonna mix both of these shades that I used on my eyelid, and I'm going to pop this onto my inner tear dot. Okay guys, so we are done with our look. I really hope that you guys enjoy these beginner series. If you do, let me know. I really wanted to show you guys that you can absolutely get a look without doing your lashes, and just using 3 colors, 3 brushes. You don't need anything more than that. So don't get intimidated when you see people using a whole lot of brushes, a whole lot of colors. Just start small, you'll eventually get there. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up. Also, don't forget to share this video and subscribe to my channel, guys. Yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. I love you for watching. Bye.